In this video, we want to create a position for an employee that includes a step so that when we run the custom Oracle BIP report, we can see that employee and step appear on the BIP report. So that's the idea for this video. So we can create a contingent worker second because we'll associate that contingent worker to a position, but let's create the position first. So from scratch, go to our initials, set up a maintenance, then once we're in set up maintenance, go back to tasks again, and then search. And then we want to go to manage positions, the task name, click on search, click on the link for manage positions. And then when we get to here, what we want to do is we have created some in there 5,000 range. You can see here, our latest one was 5 ending in 5. Fine, that gives us an idea of what we're after, but let's go for a brand new one. So we'll go to create for position, and we'll say the parent position was, in this case, research. Previously, we've been creating fixed salary positions, which didn't give, they have grade values, but we wanted a spine or a step value, so that's why this is a bit different. So this time let's go for like a research fellow for parent position, and we can call this research in this moment. Codes generated automatically, that's the 50,000 numbers that we were seeing earlier. Okay, let's go next in our position. Department, we'll give it something in the DSC. Let's say DSC anatomy. Get rid of these red boxes, put them on DBS or health clearance or ATAS. Okay, so job in research. And research nurse might not be a bad one to go for. In this moment, we'll say research fellow. And interested down here now in the grade ladder, this is the definition of where we want to get the step. Let's go for research, avoiding fixed. Entry grade, let's say research associate. Yeah, I was hoping for entry step to be ungrade, and it looks like it's ungrade. Let's see if we get some values. Yeah, okay, let's say we start off at 17 on this position, which is fine. Okay, let's see if we can go next. Can't select the grades, research, clinical. Let me just come down the bottom. I think it's these on the bottom, which I'd like to remove because they come out as being fixed. We don't want fixed. Okay, fine. Happy with grade ladder to entry step. Can we go next? Great, we can. Profiles, we can go next. Fine, happy with position description. Hiring information, this is where we've got the FTEs on the position. And let's see, fine. This is the important bit for our test. Grade ladder, entry grade, step. And I say that, and I'll just bring up a BIP report here. So there's the top yellow line. It's kind of an example to follow, where we can see a research associate having a spine value, and this is how we want to populate the BIP report, is to say give me a brand new user, but populates the spine. This is where we want to get to. Okay, fine. Entry step 17. Okay, can we submit? This is the moment of truth, really. Will it allow us to submit? Great, it did. And it'll probably generate its own code, as we see in the second parts here. Now, if I bring back the return, I'm thinking, oh yeah, 50,006 down there is what I'm hoping for. There's one thing I'm not happy about, and that is the hiring status. If we have a look, as is in a proposed status, if I try and associate it with a contingent worker, it wouldn't be available to select, so I need to change that status, need to update it from proposed. So let me just update this record. Easily forgotten, to be honest. It's not the first time. Okay, hiring status, we're going from proposed to approved. That's good. That's what we want. So I want to submit, but I can't. So I need to review first, and then submit will be in a not grayed out button, but the button that I want. So yeah, I was proposed in status. Now I'm approved. Let me submit that. Yes. And it's submitted. Great. And I can see on the bottom it still says proposed. That's an historic screen. If I click search again, yeah, now it's changed it. Approved. This is our code here. Fine. So now if I try to create a new contingent worker associated to this position that's got an included step, and then see if we can run the BIP report and find that person there. So let's take it to the next stage now and come into Dev3. I'm keeping the window open here for reference for this research. And I'll say, okay, I'll go to my client group. So I want to add a contingent worker in this moment. And we'll do it from today. Bring in some defaults. And what I'm interested in here, this is the big thing, is in position. It brings up all the positions. We're in the 50,000 range. And just going back earlier, we were 50,006. This was our value here. And if I can't see it here, I just need to scroll a bit. There it is. That's the one that we want. Good. And then let's continue. And we'll just add in a few details. We'll call this Mr. Jeremy. My rabbit series. Okay, and we'll give a date of birth. 2003. Continue. Need to add in male or female. Or continue. Taking an email address. When this user gets created, we get sent an email to notify us of that, and also to update the password from a Fusion point of view, which is interesting. So it's always good to add in the email address. Okay, continue. National identity. United Kingdom. Yeah, we can keep going. Good. Take these defaults. Research fellow. Okay, I need a location. Say Sheffield in London. Head count for 1. It will ask me for a fixed and term date. I'll make it 32. Default expense count is incomplete, so I'll take from a list of values a complete one. Okay. Will that let me continue? It did. Let's Go to default manager, good. Now I'm submitting. So I'm at the point of having completed the 6 out of 6 steps that we see on the right in the green. This is now going through, and you can see here a pop-up has come up for an email. Well, I guess that would be the user is created and it's letting me know now. So yeah, Jeremy Rabbit, congratulations, your Oracle Fusion's account has been successfully created. And then username, you can set up the password. So I'll just complete that process and just reset this person's password. So now, if I go onto the system from my client groups to person management, and I can see another email coming through saying the profile was reset, which is good. So Jeremy Rabbit, your password was reset, good. And I can sign in if I want to. So over here, if I put in Jeremy Rabbit 2, yep, I can see this says person has now been created. And we're in the 3000 series for new users. And what I'm interested in now is being able to see the step value from the front end. So we looked when we were creating the position with regard to grade in great detail. So grade's one thing, but we want a step value. So click into grade, and yes, step 17 is available, thank goodness. So if I run the BIP report, would this rabbit appear on that BIP report with Jeremy Rabbit? So let's have a look. So from scratch, let's go to Dev 3. And then let's go to reports and analytics. We can go tools, reports and analytics, find it saved. And I want to go to the work tribe report. So this is the full work tribe report, which we're running now. Let it load. And from here, we'll then take it into a CSV format, see the downloaded Excel, open up the Excel and we'll query. So it's all downloaded, the reports run. Let's export this to CSV format. So just loading that now. And from here, let's open up the tribe report and just add a few filters. So now if I put the first name Jeremy, and there's a few, but last name Rabbit, I don't see yet. So that's something to think about, and it could well be there are a couple of tweaks we needed to think about on the front end, which was, let me just bring up our Rabbit. Got something you can't see, just blocking me seeing all the tabs for a moment. Yeah, yeah. I need to make sure that the person number we see here is also represented in the SID number. So let me just manually just do a couple of changes to make sure that's happening. So if I put in the person number, and then go to actions and go to person and employment. If I go to the, let me try the employment record. And you can see all the details there. Let me go to the person record. scroll right, let's go to actions, and let's go to person record. Yes. And what I can see is there's no CID value. So this is what needs to be edited. So let me just update this. And I will, well, I don't want to update it from tomorrow. I want to update it from now. So let me do edit, update. I think it's giving me trouble for tomorrow. Then I'll go for correct instead. And yeah, that's better. Okay, so for the CID, I want to say that is my CID value, which I'm happy with. Good. That CID value is in. And also my second step, because we have some downstream integrations, we need to worry about, and we need to add in some additional information. And what I want to do is to say that I've ticked this record for the purposes of adding a CID number. Yep. And so additional personal information, second from the bottom, I need to say the SID is checked. And I'm just going to update here. SID checked as no. I do want it to be a yes. So let me change that to a yes. Right. Let me save that. So I've got a SID number, I've got a person number, SID's checked. I'm going to submit these updates. Attribute previously employed in person extra context. Is required. Right. Person. Okay. Previously employed. Right. Previous number. Have you been previously employed by Imperial or held an Imperial SID? No, because you were starting from scratch. So that was interesting. Took us over there as well. Now will you let me submit? Yes, will get submitted. Right, the request was submitted. So then now, if I take this person number and query on this person again, I just want to check that we've got those details. That I do see a SID number. And I went from this employment screen. I need to do it from the person screen. So let me just go back in and just do a double check. And person up person. Let's wait for it. And on the extra information, so there's additional personal information. We now see SID checked as Y, which is great. There was previous SID number, and no, didn't have a previous SID. And then there was person information, where we've got the SID number as well. So 3 areas on the record we were concerned about. Great. So now let me go back to the work tribe report and let me run that again. So you can go to tools, reports, analytics. I want it my favorites as reports and analytics. Now let's go to the work tribe reports. Running the report takes a moment. Let's let it run. Then we'll get an output. And now I've got an output. Let's click on the POG and export to CSV format. So again, let that run, let it, or download it into a CSV file, and then we'll open it. Let's out. And let's take that line, give it a unique color in this moment, and look at the filters. Okay, now Let's now have a look at first name, last name, see if they appear. There's Jeremy. Jeremy, but in this moment don't see rabbit. So that is something that we will have a think about. And maybe we'll take it through the forced lookup and we can go through that route as well. So as of now, rated a position and contingent worker for a role which had a step, and we ensured that the person record had the SID number and the person number being the same in the 3000 series, and the extra information was checked Y for SID and there was no previous SID record. And then we ran the BIP report and we'll now resolve this next issue. But for this video, we've probably gone further than we wanted to, but yeah, thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.